Good morning, caregivers. It is Monday, May 6th. This is Let's Talk Dementia live on Facebook, and I am Carol Howell, your host, and I'm tired. Are you tired? Were you busy this weekend? I hope you had a good weekend. Had a little bit of a stressful weekend, I think. But that's the way life is. It's certainly the way caregiving is. But thank you for making time for me today to join me here on Let's Talk Dementia live on Facebook. I would like to thank our sponsors, Life in the Carolinas, where it's never a bad day for a good story, and you can find them at lifeinthecarolinas.com and on YouTube. And also HD Imports, where they service Honda, Kia, Toyota, Hyundai, and Acura. They're on Flint Street Extension in Rock Hill, and you can reach them at 803-985-0985. Go to our website and you'll see that poster, and our website is letstalkdementia.org. And if you'll click on that poster, you will find a link for not a link, but a list of all our drop-off locations for our Got Sneakers campaign. We are collecting sneakers, athletic shoes, and rubber sole cleats, and we will receive $1 for every pair we ship to this company. You folks are donating, and thank you for that. You just keep up the good work. We'll be doing this for several months, so check it out. Well, today is Momma Monday, and I wanted to tell you a little about my mama. She's had a rough week. This last 7-8 days, I've seen quite a lot of decline in my mama, and you think you're expecting it, but you're not always expecting it, folks. It can be very sad and depressing, even though in my heart what I want is for my mama to go to heaven peacefully and not have to go through any pain or suffering. I just want to skip all that if possible, and I ask the Lord for that, but I don't know his plans. But mama has gotten to the point where she can barely walk. I've told you before, when mama walks, she walks with her feet side by side, and many of the times when I look down and I'm trying to work with her, she'll have her feet crossed while she's standing. Now try walking like that. That don't work too good. So trying to get mama upright and moving and shoulders back. Well, the thing that I noticed this week that really made me have pause was mama is pulling in. We know in the very last stages of Alzheimer's type dementia specifically, we pull into the fetal position. The knees come up, the body goes forward, the shoulders come in, the arms come in. Now, what you don't want to do in this position or in this situation is to try to straighten your loved one. I put just a teeny bit of pressure on mama just to see, could she move back? She couldn't that day. She was just pulled in. And the reason you don't want to push them back is those muscles are actually constricting. And if you try pushing them or forcing them to do something they don't want to do, you can actually tear the muscles. Don't do that. That's not going to feel so good for them. And the last thing they need is something else that's bothersome for them or painful. And the last thing you need is for them to have that. It's not a win-win situation. But mama is pulling in. She's also speaking only in whispers. Although yesterday, I tell you, my mama's always been a little bit crazy about the male species, and when I showed up, she told me I was beautiful, which is kind of a generic statement. You can say that, and that's just going to make anybody happy, right? She did know my name, and she just whispered it. But then when she saw Michael, and he had to get right in her line of vision, but when she saw him, she said, "There is the love of my life." Oh, my goodness. I said, "Woman, what am I standing over here? Chopped liver?" I mean, But that's my mama for you. But I was happy she recognized Michael. He sat down beside her when she was eating lunch, and he had to get up and go to the bathroom or something, and I heard her say the only other complete sentence, "Where is my man?" I'm telling you, I should have been a boy. All us girls, 3 girls, we should have been boys. She might have responded more quickly to us. I don't know. But this journey is difficult. I have a podcast that I've told you guys about called Let's Talk Dementia. We have listeners in 71 countries, and I receive emails from a lot of those folks. I wanted to share with you an email that I received from Betty in Jekyll Island, Georgia. Her husband's words were profound. She says, "My husband suffered from sliding into dementia for probably 12 years without me facing it. His personality changed. He did more inappropriate things, and I was mad. Thank goodness I discovered you about 6 months before he died. I was then able to see his problem and my problem of misunderstanding. Isn't that sweet? Let me tell you what he said to our daughter several days before he died. When I came to see him in the nursing home, he ranted about why I didn't get him out of there. But when she came that day, he said, now get this, he said, the problem is I am separated from myself. The problem is I am separated from myself. Honey, those are profound words right there. That is exactly what's going on in the brain of your loved one. They realize they are not who they want to be. They realize they cannot produce thought and activity and sentences the way they want to. It's very frustrating, and it will cause agitation in them. It'll cause anger in them. You would too if you lived your whole life not being able to get your sentences out, not being able to make your thoughts sensible, not being able to help your other folks in the room understand what it is you need. You would feel separated from yourself also, just as Betty in Jekyll Island, her husband, did. She goes on to say, her daughter was able to hug him and tell him she understood. What a gift and what an insightful description that is. Just thought you might be interested in this intelligent man's moment of truth. Boy, yeah, a big moment of truth. So when you get irritated at your loved ones with dementia, and I know you do because you're breathing and you're human and you can just take so much in a day. But when that happens, remember, they can't help this. And if they're angry and they're spitting and they're cursing and they're arguing and they're doing the exact opposite of what you want them to do, they're not doing it to be mean. They're not doing it to see can they get you worked up. It is all they can do. So her husband said, the problem is I am separated from myself. Yep, profound words right there. I want you to always try to divert the attention of your loved one who is having these problems. Give them something different to think about. Start singing a song. Offer a snack. Find a calm place for them. If you find this anxiety is worse when there's a lot of stuff going on, like church might be too much for them. Grocery shopping might be too much for them. Having the whole family over, oh Lord have mercy, that's too much for me. But all the noise might be too much, so you might need to find a calm place. But I'm going to tell you something. As opposed to some other dementia educators out there, I live this journey. And while I don't care for Mama 24/7, I'm very, very active in my mama's care, and I'm with her a lot. I know that there are just so many things in our world of dementia caregiving that we're going to be able to handle just through diversion or environment or food or changes that we can easily make. Sometimes it does require medication. And that medication needs to be very, 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 very carefully managed. So if you are going that route, if you are choosing medication for your loved one, please make sure that the physician that is prescribing it is following them probably once a week for quite some time, maybe once every other week after that. And I recommend a geriatric psychiatrist or a nurse practitioner in geriatric psychiatry. Yeah, it can be dangerous, so we want to be very careful with that. But it has rocked my mama's world, taken the pain away from her because she had post-polio syndrome. She has post-polio syndrome and agitation and hallucinations, wanting to die, crying all the time. A lot of that has been controlled through her medication. So while it's not the answer for everything, and it's not the answer for everyone, it can be a help when it's handled properly, okay? Y'all think about that. Well, this week on our show tomorrow, we're going to, what was it going to talk about tomorrow? Oh, I had it written down. Wait a minute. It's right here. It's right here. No, it's not. Well, tomorrow we're going to talk about something. Wednesday, we're going to talk about the fact that you can't please everyone. Merciful heavens, I had a phone call from a lady over the weekend who is having issues with her mama and having issues with her brother. Her brother, oh Lord have mercy, I told her her mama's not the problem, it's her brother. But she was determined to fix everything. Bet you don't. Bet you don't. Fixing someone with dementia, there's just so much we're going to do. But you know what's harder than that? It's fixing someone who doesn't have dementia. Do I hear an amen about that? You aren't too interested in somebody coming in and changing you, are you? No, you're not. And neither are the people that you know. So sometimes we have to learn just to let those things go and to fix the one thing we can fix, and that's us. We talked about that once before, about the new serenity prayer, and I may read that to you again tomorrow or on Wednesday. And on Thursday, we're going to have Tasty Thursday, and we're going to pretend that it is Christmas. Oh yes, we're going to fix Christmas rice. It is an easy dish that you can fix for your folks if you're a busy caregiver. I had somebody make a not so nice comment about my macaroni and cheese, to which I went, no, I didn't. It stayed on my brain, and I don't know why. But why do I fix these foods on Thursday? It is because it's an easy food for you to fix, an easy way to get a food on the table. Now, Christmas rice might be hard for your folks to eat, but if they eat it with their fingers and they spill it down their shirt, do we really care? Does it matter that much? Honey, it's called a broom. Sweep it up. Get an adult bib. Put it on it to protect their clothing. They will get some of that in their mouth. And if not, you can always take rice, add it to eggs, scramble it together, and make it more solid that it can be picked up and eaten. And in this Christmas rice, we have vegetables. So that's why we do Tasty Thursday. So anyway, I hope you will join us for that. A special thank you to our sponsors today, HD Imports on Flint Street Extension. You can reach them at 803-985-0985 for maintenance and repair of your Honda, Kia, Toyota, Hyundai, and Acuras. And then Life in the Carolinas, where it's never a bad day for a good story. You can find them on YouTube and at lifeinthecarolinas.com. Well, I'm going to go see my mama. I've changed my schedule so that I can go see my mama, well, about 5 days a week, because her days are numbered, and I'm realizing that. And as I've told you before, when we get to the other end of this journey with our loved one, we want to look back and know we did the best we can do. Yep. And for me, that's going to see Mama a little more. So I'm changing my schedule around to go lay eyes on the crazy little white woman that's in love with my husband. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope something happens that makes you smile. I hope it makes that LO, that loved one that you're caring for, just crack up laughing. And if it doesn't, find a funny story, find a joke, share it with them, put their favorite music on. For my mama, it's going to be Jim Reeves singing Put Your Sweet Lips a Little Closer to the Phone. Have a good day. See you tomorrow at 8:15. Bye.